Today we have the privilege to be joined by Tahir Imin. Tahir is a proud Uyghur Muslim who lived in East Turkestan with his wife and young daughter. In 2005 to 2007, he was arrested and put in jail for more than 2 years. He also watched 20 members of his family sent to the concentration camps, and he has been forced to lose all relations with his family. In 2017, he went to Israel to study international relations and also took Hebrew classes at Haifa University. But he was forced to flee, and now Tahir lives in the United States, all whilst continuing to spread awareness on the situation in China despite the dangers. Today we are privileged to hear Tahir's first-hand account for the second time and learn more about the genocide in China. Thank you so much for joining us again, Tahir. Was there a specific event that made you become an activist, and how did that change your life?
Before leaving my hometown, after I came to Haifa University, the Chinese government, after 2 months, they have contacted me and asked me to go back to China. I said, why? And they said that all of the Uyghurs who are living abroad should go back. And I thought that was a signal they might arrest me, and so I didn't choose to go back to China. I chose to go to United States, so I applied the visa. I came to United States. After I came to United States, August 2017, the Chinese government forced my wife to divorce me. My wife was Hürriyet Ömer, was a professor in a Xinjiang Vocational University. I haven't been able to contact with her anymore. And my daughter also, I can't talk to her then since that. So I told this story to Al Jazeera and the other media outlets, and Chinese government took this as a bigger step against them. So they retaliated against me by arresting all of my family members, including my stepmom, Tuhan Mehmet, my brother, Adil, and other members of my family. They have sentenced all of them to 10 years, 15 years. I started Uyghur Times news agency. We focus on covering the news about the Uyghur situation in 8 languages. We have around 100 volunteers from around the world. We translate from Uyghur and put it in our websites. Every language has a special website and social media channels. So we have around 300,000 followers in our social media channels. And I also, besides that, I also go to universities, churches, mosques, and public rallies to give speeches about the Uyghur situation. Since 2018, I have mobilized a lot of people to speak to media about their family members, to give testimonies, and be witnesses of this genocide.
And just to confirm, when was the last time you were able to speak to your family back in China?
Last time was I spoke to my daughter in March 2018.
What made you decide to do all this? Because it must have been a huge sacrifice on you and your family.
Yes, that's absolutely a great question. The Chinese agents, when they contacted me, they said, if you want to see your family members, if you want to see your daughter, you can give up your activism. I said, I'm doing from my conscience, it's my obligation, and you are doing wrong. If you want to be a right person, you have give up your position as a police and the agent, and you should serve the humanity. I advise them to do the right thing, other than listening to them. So yes, I sacrificed a lot. I spent all of my time on this issue, and I'm living alone as a person for the last 4 years. I don't live with anyone like my friend or any companion. All the time we have been getting the very horrible news from the region without seeing our family. Living alone makes you in a very tough position. But I have learned a lot during this last 30 years. I know if I were in Uyghuristan at this moment, the Chinese Communist Party would put me in jail. They might have killed me. They might have harassed my organs. They might sentence me for a long time in prison for my a lot of activism. Everything is very sensitive, and promoting the Uyghur culture, which is China, considered as a crime. So I took this opportunity as a great chance to serve my people this time. So my life is a gift from God to serve my people at this moment, because God saved me from the Chinese Communist Party. So it's my obligation to serve my people as long as I'm alive. I know such a great people in the region, so beautiful. Not only my family members, but all of the Uyghurs I know, they are so honest, so golden-hearted, and lovely people. They like to dance, they like to sing songs, they want to spend time together, they like to help the other people without, regardless of their race, religion, or the ethnic group. So I know them, they are suffering. How can I live United States sitting, watching those people are dying? So it's not me. So I have chosen to fight for my people as long as I'm alive.
I was wondering if you could share with us the most striking story or experience from one of these witnesses that you've heard.
Mihrugul Tursun, an Uyghur woman, she was detained in the camp. She had 30 children. One of them died in those camps when the Chinese government didn't allow her to reunite with her 30 children in Kurla concentration camps. She saw that 9 women died just in front of her in 40 days in a detention house. It happened in 2018, just 2 years ago. Another depiction was from Zumrat Daud, another Uyghur woman. She saw that all of Uyghur old women, older men are being handcuffed, and they have tied with iron chains. They are being taught the Chinese propaganda in a very tiny, small room. So it's one of the horrible things. Sairagul Saud, a Kazakh woman, one of the teachers in those camps in Ulja area, she saw that all of the people, the camp witnesses, was asked to gather in a big square in a rally in the central concentration camps. The Chinese military and forces rape Uyghur women, and all of the people, the men, are watching them. If the police watch strong expression, emotion on their face, they think that is the anti-party, anti-communist. So they target that kind of people. Military and the police collectively rape, publicly rape in concentration camps. And the organ harvesting is not very new thing. It already for more than 30 years out there circulating. And also one more thing, Gulbahar Jilalova from Kazakhstan, Uyghur woman. She was detained and arrested and put for more 5 months in those camps. And she said many people who are considered as a dangerous, given a number 42, also in Chinese, I die. And those people are injected a kind of medicine, and they die very soon. So many people are being killed by injections in those camps and prisons, like very strong religious people, the young people.
In 2017, you decided to move to Israel to study there. What made you decide to go to Israel?
We thought Israel would be the best place to go to study something new, because we know the Jewish people how could successfully save their nation and become establish an independent country, democratic and very strong in the Middle East. And there's a lot to study historically, geographically, and politically. So I had a strong interest in political science from the beginning. I went there to understand the Israel-Palestinian issue, also to study the Hebrew Jewish culture and understand how Jewish people became successful in creating their own country and a unique existence.
What is your advice to people watching this podcast to play their part in helping the situation?
Get international pressure done in the right way, we have to educate more people. We can boycott the Chinese products and call people to boycott the Chinese products. And we ask the local people, every country citizen, to go to protest against the Chinese genocide of Uyghurs. And we can also call the international community of Olympics to boycott the Chinese Olympics of 2022. It's very important. Right now, we have enough proof show that Chinese have done the genocide against the Uyghurs. It's true, it's real, it's urgent. So action is needed at this moment.
What are your personal hopes for your future? Do you see yourself remaining an activist in Washington, D.C.?
If I am alive, physically and spiritually, I will continue my activism. But we are, and I am suffering very harshly right now, psychologically. I don't know what would happen next, but I will try to do my best to keep myself strong and active in fighting for my people. It's not easy, I know, but I don't have any other options as a human being. It's my very basic obligation. We hope we could be able to go back. But at this moment, without military intervention, without international cooperation, which form it as the Freedom Union against the Chinese government, there would be no hope. Only the world countries, Europe, hold a strong military intervention. That in that case, we could see some hope one day. Other than that, Chinese has determination and the capability to eradicate, exterminate all Uyghurs from the roots.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you opening up and sharing all these experiences with us and your honesty as well.
So much for having me.
To learn more about the Uyghur Genocide, please watch some of our other podcasts, which give more information and more witnesses and first-hand accounts. Please also check out our page on Instagram at Burst the Bubble UK and check out our other social medias on Facebook, Twitter. You can watch this podcast on Spotify, SoundCloud, and